Hello, my friends. This is Pernilla Lillerose from Divine Feminine Flow. I taught an online class a number of years ago called Say Yes to Yourself Without Guilt or Doubt. And that came out of a little market research that I had done. I think I had talked to maybe 30 or 40 women about what holds them back from really expressing themselves and living the life that they know they came here to do. And I wrote a little free downloadable book that kind of summed it all up. And it was just mind blowing to me how we as women hold ourselves back, and of course, men too. For some reason, this was just a research with women, but it sparked me to create this online program called Say Yes to Yourself Without Guilt or Doubt. And I've been looking at it and I'm going to revamp it because I think it is just, if I may say so myself, I think it's a really, really good program because there is such a need for all of us to really step up to the plate of who we are, not something outside of ourselves that's separated from who we are, but really saying yes to the essence, the divine energy, frequency, expression that we are, that for some reason we keep squashing and squashing. So saying yes to yourself, it's kind of even weird to say that. Like, why would we not say yes to ourselves, right? If you really look at it from that angle, why would we say no to ourselves? And I'm sure we all have our own personal reasons, but I also think there is an overall umbrella that we all live under, that it is really not okay to be our true sovereign self, and that we have adapted or incorporated that belief into every cell of our body, that we now walk around squashing and suppressing the true being that we are. And this being has a way of expressing itself that we can feel inside. And I usually take it down to the very basics. And that is, what does a yes feel like? And what does a no feel like? That to me is a very simple, clear guide, like an inner GPS that says, go left, go right, go forward, go backwards. And there is also a place that where we don't know yet, that is just as important. But I want to talk a little bit about how we constantly resist who we are. And it is just mind boggling when you really see how you do that. So in this course, I have it broken up in 5 modules. And the first or second part is very much about becoming aware how you resist yourself, your true self, your joy, your yes, your energy, your aliveness, and basically say no to that. Now, when we find out how we are doing that, not so much why, because the why happens in the mind, in the head, and they can come up with a story why we're doing it, but it does not always address how we are doing it, because when we find out how we're doing that, what story we're telling ourselves, what feelings, whatever it is, then we can change it. If it's just a story, many people, they may do therapy and they understand a lot about why they are the way they are, but it does not necessarily, it can and it does, but not necessarily take it all the way down to the core in the body where this energy of resistance lives. And we need to dive in and find out about this resistance and how we keep saying no to ourselves. And it is just so painful. Then we squash our beautiful energy. So what I just wanted to share today is just bring awareness to how we constantly resist ourselves. We resist the feelings that are painful. We resist the shame, the anger, the love too. It's not just that we resist the things we don't like about ourselves. We equally resist the beauty that we are. So we're in this energetic resisting, pushing in, pressing down. And it's really important to find out how we do that. There's kind of a pattern or a way that we do that constantly. And when you find out how you do that, and this is something that we spend a lot of time on in this class, how do you not follow your deeper yes? Many times, many of us are not even aware what that yes is because we are so consumed by resisting it and trying to get rid of certain things that all our energy goes to the resisting and the pushing away and the not liking. And I've talked about this quite a bit here. And then our energy is out there and we have zero energy left to turn it back and find out, well, what do I really want? What is here that wants to express itself organically and authentically if I allow it? If I say yes to that without guilt or doubt or fear or resistance or any kind of story, what is this yes? What is the yes saying yes to? What is it inside of you and in I and all of us? What is it that wants to come out and have an experience that is very different from the ones that we're having right now? That energy and that yes is something we need to learn to embrace and paving a way for. I've talked about this before also. It's like when you get a feeling of that energy, it really is your divine flow. It is how it wants to come through and express itself. But only when we stop blocking it. We need to open up the gates from the inside when we see them by allowing this yes to what we long for in our heart. So the longing, the yes, lives deep inside of our beautiful heart. And we can't just keep resisting it. The world is a reflection of that. It's a reflection of what we don't want because we have been suppressing what we do want. So you can see the energy goes to what we don't want almost all the time. And then you wonder, right? Why is my life not unfolding in a different way? What would it look like if you just took some time to feel what is it that lives in there that wants to express itself? And make yourself open and available to listen to that, to allow that, instead of resisting it and suppressing it and saying no to it. What would happen if you became aware of first how you do all this? Just really pay attention, find out that pattern. And then once it's conscious, then of course, like with everything, you have a choice and then you can do it differently. So then when you see how you have been doing it, excuse me, then you can put your attention to what is it in here that you have been suppressing? What do you find when you're not suppressing it? What jewel, what beauty, what light, what love is there that wants to shine, that wants to come out and play and experience and express? That's the very first part of this class or course that I taught and will do again fairly soon. Because just imagine if we all turned around and make space for this to come out. I think we all know that the world would be a very, very different place. So whatever lives in your heart as a future expression or a future self, a future world, what would it be like to take a little time and be curious about it? And then, of course, if you need help with that, please reach out. I would even say, let me know. You can go to my website and you can send me an email or something, or an email. And let me know if you are interested in that program in the near future. I think it is something we all need to learn, and somehow most of us missed when we grew up, because nobody really took a sincere interest of what was true for us, what mattered to us. And because they didn't do it, we learned to not listen to it ourselves either. And that is what I feel very passionate about, turning that around so that we can learn to listen. And we do that in an environment, of course, where that is the goal, that is the invitation. So if that speaks to you, I hope you will connect with me, and then we will be in touch when I am ready to bring it out again. Okay, my friends, I wish you a beautiful day.